All right, guys, welcome back to the CasterMuse Star League Season 4. We are in the round of 8, and it is Best going up against Snow. This is game number 3. If you missed the first 2, definitely go back and check them out. So far, Best looking dominating. He's actually up 2-0 on Snow. And I mean, they're both fantastic PvP, so I'm kind of expecting it to be a close series, but it is match point already. So Snow definitely needs to take this one. The map is Optimizer, definitely makes shuttle play very, very strong. We'll see if that comes into play for Snow, but also we should note that it's a flat map. You have a flat opening to your natural, which is also a flat opening, which means mass amounts of Dragoons can be very, very strong on the map. So if we get into the later portions of the game, I think that it could be Snow favored. But you never know if your opponent is going to just try to shove Dragoons down your throat. So far in the games, though, we've had some diversity, and hoping that we're going to have that. I hope it doesn't just turn into, like, 3-gate Goon against, like, a 2-gate Observer or something, because that will be a fast game indeed. So both sides getting the gateway right up, not sending probes out at the moment. We just got to wait a little bit. You know, I think that since both these guys are in the round of 8, 2 of the big favorites to win that tournament, I think, right? Like, we have Action, Stork, Free, you know, Piano, Rush. Some very strong players in the round of 8 so far. But honestly, and here's the thing, I've been, for feels like a couple years now, I've been saying Snow and Best are basically favorites in every tournament they go into, and I still believe that, but they haven't been able to really take tournaments down. They're in there, they mess up the other best players, and then they seem to fall. Of course, Snow we've seen get to some finals where in ASL he got 4-0'd by Flash. He also, what do you get, 4-1'd by Rain in ASL finals as well. So the guy's been very close multiple times. But, you know, I guess we don't have Rain and we don't have Flash in this tournament, the CasterMuse Star League Season 4. So maybe this is his one. But first, he has to win some games against Best, losing 0-2, so not looking so hot so far. Now, the probes pass each other a little bit later. Scout there by Snow. Zealot coming out into the map. Looks like he wants to block. And here's that flat ground I was talking about. This is very pushable by Dragoons, so you have to be really careful about that. Best up here, we see he's making a Dragoon. He hasn't started his range yet. We'll see if he goes into that. You almost always will go into range on a flat map like this because your opponent can just bully you if you don't. On maps with ramps, you do have the possibility... Oh, nice little juke by there. Snow desperately trying to stop the probe, but you have the ability on any map that has a ramp going up to the main base to skip your range because you have the high ground advantage and do something like a quicker robotics. But yeah, it makes sense here that we do see the range coming up. Now, Best is going Citadel. Snow's late scout could get punished by a Dark Templar build. Now, what were we talking about, right? There's this kind of rock, paper, scissors that can happen on some of these flatter maps. Ooh, that was a nice pick off right there. Gets the probe and going to chase this back. Of course, he can't really get it. A Zealot coming up to help Snow. But there is a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors on flat maps like these, right? This is so attackable by Dragoons that a 3-gate Dragoon build could take over this area and then you can never get out of your choke. But what beats a 3-gateway Dragoon build? Dark Templars, because you don't have detection. What beats Dark Templars? An Observer build, where you get a Robo, but then you'll generally have 2 gates or a late 3rd gate. What beats 2-gate Observer? 3-gate Dragoon. So there's that rock, paper, scissors. Now, it's a little bit more complex than that, but it's a helpful way to think about this type of situation on this type of map. Now, Snow is going Robo, which isn't going to be uncommon for him because he really does like the Robo, and I think he's going to go for directly for a Reaver to crawl out, but hopefully for his sake, he makes the Observatory first. Let's see about that. What are you going to make? Observatory. So that is a very important moment. Now, if he's doing this build and Best is going for those 3-gateway Dragoons, he might actually just die instantly to it. Now, luckily for him, that's not the case. 3 Dragoons and a Zealot out. Coming out to poke into Snow. Snow takes a little bit of damage on this goon. Not losing anything but shields so far. 2 DTs on the way. Now, will Best go into a Nexus with this? It's very likely. A lot of the times you expand behind these DT builds. There's the Nexus for Snow. And, of course, his first Observer coming out. He is going for the Robotics support bay as well. So he will be going into Reavers, which I think is going to be very good for him. If he had gone directly Reaver, these DTs might turn this game on its head and actually end him, but... well, that's kind of funny. Some misclicking there to X his own pylon for a second. Here's that first Observer, and he's making a Robo right now. Okay, the Observer turns around and stays here for now. It's just doing some scouting back and forth. And here come those DTs. We're going to have to see if they get anything done. Of course, he has a few units coming up as well. So he's only 1 Dragoon off. There is the slight possibility that he can actually get some good swipes and actually win with his Dragoons as well. But no, the DTs try to just run past and get caught immediately. So Snow definitely at an advantage here. The Nexus, about 3/4 of the way done. This one finishing. So Snow has a slightly faster Nexus. He's actually already up 3 probes as well. So he's going to maintain that probe advantage. And he's got, in a lot of ways, better tech for this portion of the game. If the DTs don't do any damage, then the Reaver is going to be very, very strong, right? You've already got your detection. You're not going to die. You get a Reaver out, and then you can start some shuttle play with that. Yeah, he pops up and actually sees that there's a Reaver. So I think Best knows he's in some trouble. We'll have to see where he wants to go from here. I think it's likely he'll go Psystorm. Yeah, and he just starts Psystorm now. It's a good anti-Reaver play, right? You can throw a Psystorm down on a Reaver. Reavers don't have that much health, right? Like, you can almost kill them. It's like, what does a Psystorm do? 124 damage against 180 health Reaver. So, like, 2 Dragoon shots, 3 Dragoon shots in a Storm will kill off the Reaver. And, of course, the Shuttle can't live through it either. So, this push is coming up. Psystorm going to be a bit late here for Best. He's throwing down a couple cannons, which will slow this down, of course. He's got Dragoons he can try to micro with. But the Storm going to be an important part of his defense. Now, Snow is coming around from the bottom with the Reaver. This might mean that he wants to harass a little bit. You can get some Scarabs in between these minerals to do some harassment. Yeah, sends that first Scarab up. Okay, gets a probe, gets a hit there. That's actually pretty reasonable. Just dealing some damage there to the Nexus. Doesn't look like he wants to do a full frontal push at the moment. I don't think it's worthwhile to try to kill the Nexus with the Reaver. If anyone's thinking about that, that almost costs more money than the Nexus to kill it with that many Scarabs. And Best coming up, trying to get some hits here. He doesn't like this harassment that's occurring. He does get a few hits, so Psystorm going to be powerful here. See, there goes that Psystorm. Has to pick up, takes a lot of damage on the Shuttle. Gets just out of range. Look at that. Only 7 health left now on this Reaver. So this is going to be annoying. He's going to deny a bit of mining, but you can see how strong that Psystorm can be as a counterplay to the Reaver. Of course, just out of range, can't get the hit. In the meantime, Snow taking his 3rd base. Of course, this kind of... oh, he throws a Psystorm down, actually kills the Shuttle and Reaver. So Snow maybe a little bit sloppy there for a moment. But he still is ahead. He's got more army supply. He's got more probes. He's got his 3rd Nexus on the way. So that's all looking pretty good. But Psystorm... you know, as we go longer in the game, Psystorm scales very well in PvP. It's when you get really big armies, you stop seeing as many Reavers and you start seeing a lot of Psystorm. So Best already has that part of his army, which is very nice. Snow, on the other hand, he is making his Templar Archives now. So I think he definitely wants to get into there. In fact, we don't even see more Reavers, which I think is kind of interesting because Snow is the type of guy that will use Reavers longer than anyone else. But in this case, it definitely looks like he wants to just go into High Templar tech, match Best in that, and utilize his bigger economy, his bigger army rather. I think it's actually a great play here, a great call from Snow. Now moves forward, snipes off this single goon from Best. Look at those supplies, right? 20 supply advantage. 11 supply in probes. 3rd Nexus is up and mining. He's got 3 gases now as well. In fact, 4 because you do have the double geyser here, although these run out a little bit quicker. It looks like the double guys are going to be taken by Best. He has to know that this is a rough situation for him. But he is getting a lot of High Templars. Obviously, he's going to have his Zealot legs, which is very powerful. Zealots actually have higher damage output than Dragoons. Obviously, a bit less microable. Being melee units, you know, they have to close and actually get there. But yeah, it seems like Snow... I'm not used to seeing Snow, like, forego Reavers, right? The Reaver did a little bit for him, and then he just kind of gave it up. He's like, I don't need shuttles. I don't need more Reavers. We're just going into High Templars. So he's got a great economy, looking very strong. Looks like he's getting ready to take maybe yet another base, setting up a pylon here. Of course, this spread that we have from Snow, look at the Observer here, pylon here. He's kind of got a spread of units, sending a DT up to the north. This will probably check these two expansions. But yeah, this can also warn him of any drops coming out from Best, because that's going to be a powerful move that you expect coming. Psystorm drops are the most efficient probe killers in the game. So this shuttle coming down with 2 High Templars in it. It looks like Snow getting ready to maybe throw some pylons down to check for this, but I'm not sure if he saw this shuttle yet. Yeah, I guess he did with the army movements that we're having here. Does he have any units set up in the main? No, I guess not. Okay, never mind. Maybe doesn't see this as of yet. Best coming out across the map. Does have those speed lots. His +1 actually going to finish ahead of Snow's. He actually has 2 forges as well. So definitely going to be going heavy into this gateway-based army. Now here comes the Psystorm drop. This could do massive damage. Best moving forward with the rest of his army as well. Got to keep an eye on everything. Look at this. Trying to get out. Those storms do okay, but not as much as I think he was looking for. Now, with that army in the main base, he tries to attack, but that clump of Zealots getting Psystormed. A couple of Archons waiting for him as well. And Snow maintains his 20 supply plus advantage and maintains 10 more probes. So that did not do enough for Best. He has to pull back now. It was a good idea. Sometimes you're going to get Snow out of position. Sometimes you're going to get a lot of his probes. One way or the other, you might be able to swing the game into your favor. But here's Snow, too strong on the defense. Reactions a bit too quick. Now you see that Snow is really... Look at this spread of intel that we have around the map. He sees so much right now. It's so hard to get out or get through his web here, where he's trying to figure out what you're doing is best. And with a smaller army, what is the plan for actually fighting him? I think that Best has to sit back till he's maxed out and try to take a maxed out versus maxed out fight. And in that case, he might actually be slightly ahead, right? He has 2 forges up. He has slightly quicker +1 attack. So that means he can get +2 and he'll have 1 armor. And yeah, in that case, maybe he beats this army. But right now, 175 against 139, absolutely no way, no how. So observers scouting on both sides. They both see that each other has that 3rd base in the center. Very hard to attack without a shuttle. A little bit of a containment happening from Snow. He definitely has a dominating map control right now. You see this spread of units that he has. Very difficult to get out against this. And this is kind of an interesting location for the army. Obviously, he can come up to defend. But it looks like he's ready to run down and try to defend this base as well. Now, I don't see Snow making a shuttle. Okay, there it is. He is making a shuttle now. So definitely some Psystorm drops going to be coming. Also, a lot of Archons being made from Snow. He already has 5 out here, and he's going to be making more. And obviously, that is something that can be really strong. Now, look at this. A 4 DT drop. Oh, my God. He's actually going to get all of them out. Let's see if he can get all the cannons. Trying to get on top of these cannons, but these probes doing such a good job of screwing them up. Great drilling. 1 DT left over, and he is not going to be able to finish the cannon. That was like a very smart idea to drop 4 DTs, because if you don't glitch very well, they'll kill the cannons, and then they'll kill the Nexus and the probes. So that does not work out for Best. Going to take him a little bit longer to max out now. I guess he's slowing down some of the economy here, but definitely not worth the 4 DTs in the shuttle that he ended up losing. All right, Best continuing to mass up. He's got that +1 armor now. He's going to have +2 pretty quickly. Kadarin Amulet on the way for some more Psystorms also. The spread still monstrous here. But here we go. It looks like Best has decided now is the time. They have similar army supplies, and here he goes. Attack moving out, some Psy Storms going down. And, oh, that Psy Storm huge. But this one here from Snow, very strong as well, doing a lot of damage to those Dragoons. The Archons all fighting each other. Looks like a snowball battle right now. Another storm goes down onto Snow's Dragoons. In the meantime, we did have, it looks like, some Storms and Archons going into this expansion, really hurting Best's economy. So Best actually breaks out of the containment, but taking a lot of damage. Look at that, 16 kills between those two Archons, which used to be High Templars. So he kind of gains footing on the map, but loses economy here. Who came out on top? I think it was Snow. He's taken another base in this time. He's fallen back, remassing up his units here, actually adding in quite a few Dragoons. I guess the one thing going for Best would be that he does have the better upgrades right now. Not sure that's going to be enough, though. Definitely a Snow advantage, which, of course, is what we want to see. We want to see this series continue forward. Catching that High Templar there. Best getting his probes back to mining at his third base. He's gonna, I mean, the mineral patches are starting to dry up. Snow is taking additional nexuses. So Snow now on 5 bases against the 3 of Best. Best has to make something happen, and not sure what that is. Yeah, it looks like another Archon drop coming in. Kind of funny to see Archon drops in StarCraft 1. It's been a popular move in StarCraft 2 for years and years. You'll almost never seen it in StarCraft 1, but in this situation, they're doing fantastically. That Nexus taking a ton of damage. This feels anticlimactic, but I think that this move is actually going to kill Best. The 2 Archon drop that somehow kills a Nexus. Okay, well done, Snow. Well done. Getting up here, it looks like he wants to do a full frontal attack as this whole army came down to defend the 3rd. It's going to take him a little bit to get back into position, and it's a much bigger army for Snow anyways. Massive amounts of Dragoons in here as well. And yeah, I think that this is going to be the end. There's just no way for him to hold. He is hitting some very good storms, but Snow's army, Snow's economy is so good right now. We have a little bit of army here for Best. He's going to have to bring it back for a flank, but the Psy Storms are real as these units try to come up the ramp. Great Psy Storms onto the Dragoons also. I mean, I guess Best ends up holding, but you can see these supplies. The Archons still just denying everything down here. And even if you kill the last few units of Snow's attack, look at this, 60 probes to 22, only 57 supply total. GG is called, and we have ourselves a series. Snow finally takes a game.